Okay, are you guys ready?
I think so.
I know. This is the first time doing it like this, so. All right, I'm actually going to do the whole thing with you guys here, if that's fine, just because Kristen reminded me of a song that I have to sing partly. Okay, are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, welcome. Wait, can you see me in there? I can't see.
Let's scoot this way just a little bit.
I can like scoot a little bit on your chair. We can like.
I would rather see you than me.
What are you doing?
Is that better?
Look, you have
Wait, you come this way because now Miranda's not.
It's okay.
Are we?
Okay,
here?
Perfect.
Oh, it's my
we're good
leg
right
is
there.
what it is. Okay. This hair of mine. Okay. And Minnie Marsh. Welcome to my random kitchen and temporary home this week. I am Brittany Bass, a full-time passenger seat princess and operations manager of Matt Becker Fishing. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am also Matt Becker's girlfriend. And the reason why I am always in random kitchens is because of him. He's a professional bass fisherman on the Bass Pro Tour, and we are actually almost done with our second year on this season, which is so crazy. But with this channel and podcast, I get to bring you some of the best wives, fiancés, and girlfriends, even some moms and some pups, to talk about their lives, all the behind-the-scenes goodness, their superstitions, because we got them too. We do some travel vlogs and things like that, just so you can see and hear our side of basically everything that goes into making a tournament season possible. So, Kristen reminded me this morning that this episode gets its own song. So, wait, how does it start?
I don't know about you.
I'm feeling 22. So, this is episode 22 of Random Kitchens.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, what is she singing?
This one, and then what's the other one? There's like a Jordan, that 29. Is that 29? Your Jordan era?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think, isn't it 29? Or is it also 22?
I was
Michael
thinking
Jordan's
Michael Jordan
number.
was 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
next year.
Maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's the Miley
That's
Cyrus.
next episode.
Yeah, next episode.
Yes, that is
Miley Cyrus's song.
too.
Yeah, so 23. You'll get another little diddly probably. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. We are doing, obviously, this podcast a little differently because we had a subscriber ask if we could get some ladies together to talk and do a WAGS coffee. So we have me, Kristen Sheffield, Bella Hatfield, Miranda Cortiana, and Minnie Marsh Cortiana.
You're just saying hello.
So welcome to this random kitchen, everybody. We have deep dives with all of them, so if you haven't watched those, you definitely can go back and check them out. But just so you guys know where we are, the Bass Pro Tour wrapped up in North Carolina at the Chowan River, and we shot straight up to upstate New York, which is Lake Champlain, or we're in Plattsburgh, for the next Tackle Warehouse Invitational Tournament. So this is stop 5. Did we confirm that? Mm-hmm. Stop 5 on the Invitational. So we are all sitting in Champlain right now. So very, very exciting. But how has it been this season? Let's start there. How has the season gone for everybody?
Good.
We're in, what are we in? The end of June. It's the end of June. And we have both completed, this is the 5th tournament of both circuits so far.
Yeah.
So good year this year? How's Kyle feeling?
Good. I don't know where he's at in the standings. 20-something, I think. So, not bad. No bad hiccups with anything other than some trolling motor issues today. But overall, I think he's had a really good season. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What about Nick?
He's done good. I was like reading the questions to him, and he was like, well, tell him I want to like be better. Like I want to be able to do better. I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Like as far as his goals,
strive to do better. Yeah, I was like,
that's
good.
Yeah.
So but the season's gone well.
I was about to say he's like
he's
top
good in the points.
What is he? Top 25?
In this, I think he's 11th or 12th, and then in the Bass Pro, it's 30 something.
Yeah, okay.
31st,
So
32nd, 33rd.
above the
Yeah.
40 line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So making red crest and heavy hitters, that's the goal at the end of the
Is
year.
he on track for heavy hitters?
I think so. The last tournament, he caught like a 513 or something,
nice.
and it put him up in it. So
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Good.
we were happy for that.
What about Spencer? And y'all?
Yeah. Well, we started off good at the beginning of the season. Now he's kind of hit like a funk, but I mean,
Now we're back
we're
in
up north,
smallmouth
so-
territory.
It's on. He's hopeful.
Yes, I know. Is Nick pumped about
Yes.
smallmouth?
I felt just everybody loves up here.
Yes.
I don't know like who doesn't.
I know.
like
I really
being
think
up
we
here.
need like a longer. They always do like the last one event or last two events on
Yeah.
smallmouth. Like, I really think they should do an entire season on smallmouth just
That
to
would be
like
crazy.
mix it up a little bit, or
Yeah.
at least like. Which I guess it can't really start with the smallmouth because they're still iced over.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still fisheries that you could get on.
Yeah. I like coming up here like late summer
Yeah.
because the weather up here is just so different. Like at home, it's 90 degrees, but it feels like 104
Yes.
because humidity. But like here, it's so beautiful.
It's sweatshirt
my
weather.
favorite,
Like it
Yeah.
it actually
In the
is. Like
50s, yeah,
yes, it
perfect.
feels nice. You can be outside. There's like people walking around. It does, like the weather
Yeah.
is nice. But I do wish we would mix in some more smallmouth.
Yeah.
Does Kyle love smallmouth
Oh,
as much
that's
as
his
we
favorite.
do? Oh, okay.
He loves the brownies. Yes,
Yeah.
that's his favorite.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No green love here.
Yeah, I know, no green love, even though that's like a majority of the
Yeah.
season. Oh my God. So the boys, this is totally tangent, sorry, but the boys do like a pre-tournament talk every tournament for YouTube. And they were talking about the team series, and Spencer and Matt are on the same team, and Matt, Stefan, and Drew, the other two in our house, are on the same team. Well, they decided, I asked like what their team names were, and they decided Matt and Spencer were gonna be the Brownie Boys. So I'm making shirts because I could not. Like Spencer was like, it's gotta be something brownies, and Matt's like, yeah, like the Brownie Boys. And he's like, that sounded better. Like before it came out, like it's already done. I'm really trying to get Matt, Stefan, and Drew to be like the Smalley Sweet Tarts or something like that. They're not as big of a
I was
fan.
gonna say they probably didn't like the sweet tarts that much. That's funny.
It's like you guys need to be like a snack of some kind. Yeah, a slithery snack. Okay, so we're gonna run through just a couple of things from this year. So funny, scary memory, or I said funny/scary because like Bobby Chapman had some good scary stories of the boats because that's like what she remembered most and like the good memories. So funny, scary memories from this year. It doesn't have to do anything with bass fishing, just a memory that sticks out.
Who's first?
You can go.
Me?
Yeah. And maybe come this way
This
a
way?
little bit. Yeah.
Here, I can scoot too.
It's these chairs' legs. They go out like
Yeah.
this.
Scary moments. Probably just traveling. Our fifth wheel's 36 and a half feet tall, and you get up north and you have a lot of low bridges.
Oh, yeah.
And Kyle's always leading the pack with his truck and boat, and he just zooms through these bridges like it's nothing. And so I'll have to call him and be like, hey, we got a bridge that's 12.6, you know. So we ran into that once, but we were able to detour around it.
Oh,
But that can be
wow.
scary because
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can
you take
totally
the whole
take
top
the,
off.
yeah, at least your air conditioner, yeah.
Wow.
That is important.
I'm gonna have the AC.
This house doesn't have AC. The
Yeah.
bedrooms have like little
Window units?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the down here doesn't, and it's hot.
And then we had at Potomac, I kind of don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to. He lost his fish in the bump tank.
Oh no.
The first time that's
No.
ever happened in
I
all
have
these
always
years.
wondered if
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like, if they just come out of the
What-
bag.
what
like,
do they do?
Well, we were fortunate enough to catch it.
Yeah.
And Kyle had GoPro footage to identify it was his bass
yeah.
because it had a sore on its side.
Oh yeah.
And no one else had lost a bass at that moment. So it was Kyle's, but just know when you dip that bag
Oh,
into the
yeah.
cold
I
water,
hate
the
when they
G2
do
juice,
that.
be careful. I mean, Kyle's just doing what they recommend.
Oh, yeah.
And it just came out and nobody saw it.
It's terrifying.
Yes. So luckily they made it right, but lesson learned.
Though.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
That's-
I
that's
always
definitely
wonder how
scary.
often that happens.
That's like my worst fear.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
In these, if I like hold the bag while he's getting out of the live well, like each time he puts a fish in the bag, I like
Yes,
twist it and
Death grip
squeeze
on
it
it.
up.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Makes
They
me a
need
nervous
zippers
wreck.
on them.
Yes,
Yes.
and I don't know why they don't have
Well,
them.
I think back in FLW, I think they might have had zippers on them. So just be aware when you dip your bag.
I always
count
get
your
a tape,
fish.
yeah, just in case. Is that what he did? He counted and he was like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah. Well, they actually went up to
they saw
Ramey
it.
and dumped and Ramey because Ramey's like, "How'd you do, Kyle?"
Yeah.
Kyle's like, "Oh, I did good. I got like 15 pounds." This was at Potomac River, and he dumped his bag, and Ramey's like, 4 fish, and I think the color just drained from Kyle's face.
Yeah.
And luckily, they found it in that first bump tank.
Was it
right
the
there.
first one? I
It
was
was
gonna
the last
ask.
one.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the other thing. So, when you take your fish in, if it makes it to the bump tank, like those are your fish. So it happened to Mark Daniels Jr. at Okeechobee. He had 5 fish in his live well, but he only put 4 in the bag because people were like talking to him, and he got distracted, and he made it fully to Ramey, the bump tank. And he only had 4, and he was like,
I don't
it's still
think they'll let
swim.
you weigh
They
that.
won't once you because
Once
it
you've
didn't
left
get
your
to the
boat.
bump. Yeah,
Yeah.
once you've left your boat, you can't because someone could have like technically put the fish in there,
Sure.
you know, if anything like that. So no, that's crazy. That's
Very
so scary.
Yeah.
I hate that. Last year, Matt did the 6 fish thing accidentally.
Oh no.
So that's another,
it
blatant
happens.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, doesn't matter how long you do this. Stuff like that's gonna happen. So
I remember this. We were at Harris Chain actually, and I was standing. I can't remember if I was standing with Matt's bag, and his co-angler had come out. And at Harris Chain, they pull into this grass area, and the co-angler was holding his bag. And when he jumped out, I can't remember if he fell or the bag just collapsed, but like his fish like went, and I was like diving for these freaking fish because you're on grass and they could just go right back into the water. Like, also nightmare.
Once again, zipper.
Yes.
It was at Potomac last year, and like the dock where you pulled up to, it was like a 5 foot step
depending
up.
on the tide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was scary for the bag. And like Matt, once he has, so I normally open the bag to put his fish from the live well like in, but once he has the bag, like he does not pass it. Like it is in his hand. So he was like jumping up on that thing, and I was like, they're gonna fall.
I know.
I actually have a TikTok of Spencer because I thought it was hilarious. I'm videoing him, and he's like he gets up and steps, and he's got the bag, and he's like, and you can hear me laugh, but like inside I'm like, oh god.
But it's too funny. Those moments are super scary.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys have a funny, scary moment this year?
Crow got into rat poison and then ate a whole chocolate cake.
Oh no.
So it was like, it's scary at first.
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
No, it's like scary at first, and then it turned into funny, and then I was like, well, it could have been scary.
But he's invincible.
Like, yes, he will be my dog that never dies, ever.
I can't believe the rat poison. That's...
Well, let me rephrase.
The chocolate might have like coated though his stomach from the poison.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know, like encapsulated.
It was Cole Floyd's mom, and
Oh.
I'll do the rat story first. It was we were staying at our friend's house at Kentucky Lake, and they had just moved in, and they thought they had got all the blocks up. It was like just little green blocks of rat poison, and I guess it was, I don't know how much he got. I'd say like
the leftover.
Yeah. And I think he just scooped it out with his paw, and
he was working hard.
Thankfully,
for
we
it.
caught him. Yeah, working hard for it, like it was a treat. But thankfully, we caught him, and I don't think he got much of it. And then 2 days after that, or no, I can't remember. All these tournaments run together. I think it was 2 days after. But Cole Floyd's mom had just like baked this big chocolate cake, and if you let Crow inside, like he will walk this thing if there's food on it. And she brought like the pan out, and she was like, I think your dog just like got this whole entire cake.
Oh, it was empty. The pan.
Licked clean, like didn't even have to wash it.
Did he have chocolate all over him?
No.
No evidence.
No evidence. And then
He got all of the chocolate.
a few hours later, I mean, like just crazy bloat, and that's when I got scared because bloat can kill him, and I was like,
Oh, you could see it in his stomach? Oh,
it was
shoot.
bad. It was bad.
Is that what the chocolate does? Like, I always knew you can't give a dog chocolate, but I didn't know why. It is?
I think if they just eat so much of something, it'll eventually bloat them. But
Yeah.
I had my best friend at home, she used to be a vet tech, and she said that some dogs can have chocolate. Some dogs have a reaction to it, and some don't. You just
Kind of like us with different foods.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's
So
what
did
she
he?
always said.
Did it just go down?
Yeah,
Huh.
it was fine.
Yeah, he's invincible.
Mhm.
He got
Yeah.
into all that coffee at Sam
ate all
Rayburn.
my espresso pods. Mhm.
Did it
That
make
was
him
bad.
hyper?
Wow.
Off
Was
the
he?
chain.
Oh.
That dog was literally off the chain. Like, he would jump
After
up on the couch
15
and then, How many did I say he ate? Or 8?
I don't know.
It was like 9 or 12.
Oh,
Nespresso pods. And
Those aren't cheap.
No,
they
I
are
was so
not.
mad. I was so mad. He's
You gotta
a
watch
handful.
him. Yeah.
You do have to watch
And
him.
he's tall, so
Yeah.
he get just
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
access. Oh my gosh. What about you? Any funny, scary moments?
Every day with Spencer is fun. I can't really think of any scary ones besides when we went was it Red Crest, and then we went to the beach after that.
Oh, yeah.
So he took his boat because we were, already on the way there. We live in Arkansas. We were in Alabama. We went to Florida, and he wanted to catch some redfish, so he takes his boat and he's going to find brackish water, and some girl's texting and runs into the back of him. But
No.
it
I
doesn't
didn't
hurt.
know that.
He said she got out and was just bawling because I can only imagine hitting somebody's
Boat.
boat
You're just
and you get out and you're like, oh god.
I
Yeah.
just messed a lot of stuff
But
up.
it didn't mess anything up, any of that, and so I
Thank
guess that's
goodness.
really the only scary
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
we've had so far this
Lord.
season.
That is scary, though. I mean, that was Fred Rubanis. He just got hit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if they were texting and driving. They were just drinking and driving,
Yeah.
but probably texting too.
And
I
he,
love commercials.
He was making his rounds and he
high traffic areas, that's what Spencer is always worried about, is people don't
Yeah.
pay attention
No.
to hey, there's a motor back there,
Yes.
and you can't get as close as you're
yeah.
used
Well, and
to.
I think that they don't see that all of them when they travel, their motor's pitched up
Mhm.
versus just seeing a motor. So I think people don't realize they have to stop actually
Yeah.
faster than what it is.
and people just can't drive.
Yeah, that too. Our funny scary, it was scary, but it was also hilarious. Or at least for me, because I'm always on Matt about his driving, and we.
Did you hear that?
Always.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because he really is a horrendous driver. He thinks he's fabulous, but he's not great.
That's
And-
every man.
Yeah, he's I'm a part-time fisherman, full-time
That's
truck
what
driver.
Nick says
But you're not good. You're just not good at
You'd
it.
get fired if you
Yes.
if you were
Oh.
actually a truck driver.
So I'm always on him. Well, this was a God thing too, because we were headed from Tennessee to Chowan to pre-fish. So you can pre-fish, a certain amount of days ahead of the tournament. You're allowed on the water, and then it goes off limits. So we were gonna go pre-fish, and prior to this, Matt was like, I don't know if I should really go. I feel like I shouldn't, just having mixed feelings. Well, he was like, well, if we go, we have to wake up at 4 or something like that. And so we go to wake up, and he's like, well, it's 10. So we didn't leave our house until 10 a.m., which, again, a little godsend there. So we left our house. We got about 45 minutes to an hour from our house, and we hear basically a shotgun go off. Yeah, we're on the highway. There's a partition in the middle, and we're looking around, what the hell? Behind us, flying 30 feet in the air, is our trailer tire. Completely came out, axle and everything, shot off. Not just the tire, all the metal.
Oh my.
Yeah, I look back. It looks like it's ramping up a vehicle. We see it bouncing down the highway. It flies across that partition into oncoming traffic.
Oh.
Yes, and starts just bouncing down the thing. I mean, it was the craziest thing. And then Matt was trying to swerve. his driving. He's like trying to get off. He like rumbles us and hits his mirror like in the side thing. I'm like, what are you doing? This is the wrong side.
Oh.
So we're like getting over into traffic.
Oh, he got on the left side?
Yes.
Oh, no.
The fast lane traffic. I'm like, what are you?
Don't do
That's
that.
not the good shoulder. Like, we're too wide for this. So then he comes back across into this lane, which, I mean, it was scary, but it was also hilarious. I was like, how did our tire just shoot off like a rocket?
And it didn't hit anybody's car?
No. And like, random godsend, we were out at, it was like 10:30 when this was all going down. The trailer, so the person who does the axles for the trailer was 30 minutes from where we were, so not in North Carolina. So they came and got us, and they're like researching the trailer because it doesn't make sense why that happened. But they were able to get it, fully repair it, and bring it to us. And Matt was like, so I think we shouldn't be going to the Chawan for a rerun. Just like, you think?
Yes.
You think?
Oh, man. Wow.
Because he was like, we could go back and get the low. I was like, no, we are not. This is absolutely not. Oh, but again, a traveling story. Because it is. I mean, we're on the road a lot, so scary
We're
stuff
fortunate
happens.
that stuff doesn't happen more often.
Agreed.
We're year 3,
Yeah,
and we haven't had a blowout on our 5th wheel. We've just been very, very blessed with that. Kyle, too, with his trailer, because I think we have a lot of people praying for us every time we travel, and I know that helps so much. Yeah.
Thank gosh. Because there's a lot, I mean, it's a lot of tires. It's 8 tires, at least. You guys have double that, right? 16 tires.
Oh, yeah, my truck alone.
Oh, you actually have.
It's a dually,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
She has even more. She's got 18 tires.
We got lots of tires.
That's a lot of tires.
Oh,
So, where is y'all's favorite place that we have been this year? Or y'all have been this year? Because also in cahoots with all this, some of us also are doing Toyota series. So there's lots of fun, like different things because we're all in different parts of the country. So
we stayed when we were in South Carolina. We stayed like an off week just for fun. We stayed at a place called Angel's Landing, and we had our own little private dock at our campsite, so Kyle could tie up his boat right there. It's by I'll think of the name in a second. It's a fishery that's really popular in South Carolina.
Sandy Cooper?
Yes, that area there. Yep, thank you. So we stayed there, loved the campground there, and then we were close to Charleston, South Carolina, and I'd never been there. So we hit up Charleston one day, and I fell in love with that place. It was so gorgeous.
You looking for land near Charleston?
Girl,
I know.
we went on a tour, and I asked how much it was per square foot for these little homes in town. It was $1,200 per square foot for one of those homes.
That's a hard pass.
Oh, yeah. And
Absolute
I'm sure it's
hard
all
pass.
generational because they're old homes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're passed down. Yeah.
Families.
So, yeah. No, we're not moving there.
Have you ever seen, what is that show about the families in Charleston? Oh my gosh, Southern Charm.
Yes, I've seen that before. I didn't see him walking
No.
around.
It's like some of the family names down there.
Yeah.
We have some family down there, but I actually haven't been to Charleston.
You have to go.
Like, we were close at Sandy Cooper, but I didn't go down there.
Yeah. It was only a little over an hour from where we were staying. But it would be the perfect girls trip location if you want to get your girlfriends together. It's beautiful there.
I think Anna and Justin went when we were at Santee, but we never did. I've been once or twice, but it is beautiful. I love it.
Gorgeous.
I need to go. I need to add to the list. I have a hard time going. So we were there for a tournament, and I have a hard time going further than an hour radius just because I don't. I mean,
well, you have the truck and trailer.
I have the truck
if
and
he needs to
trailer.
boat.
And then I just it makes me so nervous being that far because I can't get anywhere he is.
I understand that.
Yeah. But that's why I didn't go when we were there. I definitely would have. Same when we were near Edenton or near the Outer Banks. I love the Outer Banks. Lived in the Outer Banks for a summer. Yeah. But I still I couldn't go.
Yeah.
We went on, or it was after the tournament was over and Nick didn't make the knockout round. That's probably my favorite place we've been was Edenton.
Yeah.
But I love the Outer Banks too. So we went to the beach for a day and had a ball.
Nice.
Love it. I know. I loved Edenton. What about you?
Probably, well, not here, but I think I've told you, but like the last time we were up north and I came with them, we went to Saranac, which is not a lake that they fish, but it's a beautiful lake. It's like picturesque.
Gorgeous.
And that's the first time I ever read Colleen Hoover. I read Verity, and I went out fishing with him, and I read the entire book during that fishing trip.
What
so
a perfect day.
Yeah, Saranac is very special to me. So that's probably my favorite place, even though it's not a tour stop.
Yeah.
But they went before up here, so it's like what, an hour from here?
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Yeah. So if you're looking for like a cluster of good places, there's like Lake George, Saranac, and then Lake Champlain, which I love Lake Champlain. Like, I love this place so much. As far as like on the water, you cannot beat it. Like, it is the bluest skies, the deepest blue mountains that are just massive. I mean, they're huge. And then like Lake Placid is right here, so they're massive. Their mountains are massive because they do like the ski jumps and all of that. And then the water is like crystalline clear. It's like her shirt color, but like you can see like 50 feet down. I mean, it's like insane. So water wise, 100% there. But Edenton, the community, oh my gosh. Like, I told my mom and dad, like, they have to come to Edenton. Yeah. You're going to have to probably come a little bit more this way. Sorry. I keep looking at it. I just don't want half your head to be there. But yeah, Edenton for me this year was phenomenal. Like, the community, they were following the guys. Like, there would be like 10 boats on each of the guys. Like, they did this huge like party in the park where they had live band, vendors. They had like a beer tent, food truck. Like,
nice.
it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. So definitely favorite place. Okay, along with this question, kinda, do you guys have any camper or Airbnb stories from this year, or funny tales that have happened?
I don't remember how I answered this question. Here, get back to me. I'm gonna grab my phone.
This was the last tournament at the Chowan. John Hunter's camera guy. He usually comes for practice, but this time he couldn't. He got there like, I think the day before the tournament started. So we were like all leaving that morning to go to the ramp, and well, not all of us. It was Nick and John and John's camera guy, and Nick and John get like down the road a little ways, and then we see John like turning off in like an old abandoned store, and we were like, is something wrong? Like, so we pulled over too. He was like, we call him Junior, his name's Cole, but he's like, Junior's stuck in the dang ditch. And we were like, what? Like, how did it? So prior to this guy, the house how would you explain that? Like, all the farmland, sat like directly across from all the farmland.
Their Airbnb did. It was like wedged in between the water and a farmland property, and it had a tiny little dirt road, a like water ditch that they weren't allowed to touch. But it was like a huge, it was like one of those that your tires, like your truck couldn't go down and up. Yeah. If you went, your tire got stuck and there was like no coming out.
Yeah. So prior to that, this guy, when we first got there that night, me and Nick weren't there yet, but some of the other guys were, and they were like, the neighbors like pretty strict, like don't touch his grass, don't get in the ditch, like don't mess anything up. And we were like, okay. So
of course,
a few mornings after that, Junior gets there and calls John and was like, I'm stuck in the ditch. And so John turns around, and he ended up not even going back to the house. Josh Weaver gave Junior his truck to drive to the ramp that morning. And I was like, well, if his truck's in the ditch, and you know that dirt road is just like real little, I was like, well, when I go back to the house, I was like, I'm not going to be able to pass him. Like, I'm going to have to park way down the street and walk. But it was stuck in there bad, and we had to get a tow truck, or he had to get a tow truck to come get it out. And
I heard it was like leaned up against
a light pole.
Yeah. So also to like further set this stage, their house, not only was it squished in between the water and the farmland that they weren't allowed to touch, they also were fitting 5 trucking boats.
Yeah, 5.
5 trucking boats and a camera guy truck, but in a like
two car
carport.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one was a nightmare.
That's tight. Yeah.
It was. We came to pick her up because we went to get our nails done, and I had to go and like basically loop through this other random person's yard, and then Bella gets in the car and she's like, because I couldn't back in there and turn around, and Bella was like, yeah, we parked 5 people. We were like, where? Yeah. I mean, there was like no area, so that's
I was late on booking that house, so.
You just never know.
Yeah.
And some people tell you that there's plenty of room.
And I messaged the guy, and he was like, yeah, I know, you can get 5 trucks and boats in here, no issue. So thank the Lord for the neighbor. She let us park in her yard, and that really saved us, yeah.
How do you charge 5 boat batteries at one place? Is that hard to do?
I don't know. Here
different
we
circuits.
have blown the fuse twice.
Oh, yeah. I could see that happening.
We try it like for different circuits.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah. Dang. Y'all have 5 here too?
No, 4. 4
That's
here.
better.
Yeah. Just 4.
Just 4. I know. It's hard, but everyone thinks when they have like a 4-car thing that means that you can fit 2 truck and boats, but that's a lie. You need 3 cars long because it's like 52 feet at least.
Which is hard to find. I imagine.
Yeah, that's insane. What about you? Airbnb or campground stories this year?
We do not do campground. we Airbnb with Brittany and Drew and Matt Steffen, and then some different. This is our first pro circuit for Spencer to fish, but for me, the funniest was our last house because it was so old and all of our guys are like over 6 foot. So like the ceilings are like this tall and they're all walking like
literally,
this. Every one of them. And I don't even know how many times Drew Gill hit his head.
I felt so bad. One morning he was like talking to me coming out the bathroom and literally whack. And there was like, so the bathroom was here, and when you turned, there was another. So the front part of the house was the old farmhouse. They told us like had been there, over 100 years, and the back part was an addition, so it was taller. But you come out the bathroom and you turn right here, and this one was slightly lower than the bathroom one. So if you cleared the bathroom, you couldn't clear the other one. So he would just smack.
Did he have his hat on?
No.
So Kyle's always bumping his head in our camper on something, but it's because his hat's on and he can't see. And so, like, the slide outs, my dad, bless his heart, he cut a pool noodle and somehow folded it over the corner of our slide out so Kyle wouldn't bump his head anymore, because it happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, she
There's
just
lots
has like
of
a permanent
areas.
bruise.
Oh, yeah. Bring you to your knees. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is too funny. So mine isn't from this year because there's been plenty of things that has happened. Well, actually, I'll tell 2 because one is just funny. But you follow a house. So all of our Airbnbs this year, thank goodness, have been phenomenal as far as like parking, getting everyone, where they need to go, all that. But in Eufaula, we had tornadoes, and our storm shelter at Eufaula was actually just underneath the house. And I realized that once I got under there, because the boys all were out practicing, and they're like, Brittany, it looks like the tornado, like we have a group chat, and they're like, Brittany, it looks like the tornado's right on top of your house, get in the cellar. I'm like, oh my god. I get down there and I just see like the beams of the house. I was like, I'm gonna get sucked out. I was like, I'm gonna be down here with the spiders and just get sucked out. And they're all like on the water, not even no rain, no nothing. They just see it happening. I'm like, no one's coming to rescue me. I'm just in a cellar with spiders.
In a cellar.
But a funny one is last year, this is the only time that Matt has had the opportunity to book an Airbnb, and now he will never have that opportunity again.
Like George Washington?
Yes. So last year, I was traveling or something, and Matt had just sent me the link, like, this house will work, go ahead and book it. Well, I looked through it, and it looked like we had bedrooms. It looked fine, like we had the whole house. It looked like a little old, but it had this cute, like, library room, and if you know me, like, I'm a sucker for books, so I was like, oh my god, I'm so sitting in there and reading. Like, it looked fine. Well, I was traveling abroad, came back, I got dropped off at this house, and Matt comes out and he goes, look at our house, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, it's George Washington's best friend's house. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Get in there. The ceilings. It was we were living in the attic. No. It was not a full house.
No.
The neighbor. Or not the neighbor. The house owner stayed in half of the house while we stayed in the other half. And the house that the half that we stayed in was literally the attic. So our room was through Spencer's room. And it was like, I mean, when I tell you like 5-foot ceilings, you had to crawl up the stairs. They were the tiniest stairs. Oh. But Matt said that the owner came out and said, this house has been around since George Washington was born, and they were actually best friends. And I was like, cool! Like, fabulous! How do I get my suitcase up here? Oh, and we overheated. But yeah, okay. So what are your goals for the end of the year? I know. I'm not a podcaster, so I I'm just doing this for the benefit of us, like the WAGS of the industry. So I get tripped up sometimes, but okay. Goals for the end of the year. And the goals that you set for this year, are you on track for them to like do everything you wanted to do this year? And I can start just to kind of like give you a little perspective on what I like mean, because again, I'm terrible at the talking part or the mind part. So like I had like as far as fun goals, so previously I had worked full-time at another job, so I did I thought terrible job of like enjoying the areas. So personal goal on practice days, like I wanted to do something fun in all of the areas, or at least try to make an effort to like do something that's area oriented, not just like I would go get my nails done or like take a little break, but I really wanted to do like, go and find a food place or go and do this. And I do think I've done pretty good, so I'm super proud of myself for that. I also didn't know that this was going to be a goal, but since I started Random Kitchens, being consistent with that. And I almost broke down, not crying, but like broke down and didn't do a week because it was like in between some tournaments and I just didn't have like a plan in place because it's more of like a fun thing. So it's not something I think about all the time, like match content. Yeah. And so there was like a week in the middle that I just didn't have anyone because some stuff had like fallen through. And I was like, well, maybe I just won't do an episode this week. And Matt was like, well, just do something, He's like, you could do anything. And I just did like packing up the kitchen, which, I mean, it's probably not like an excellent episode, but I was like glad that I did it versus like giving myself a pass because I really love that I do this and I want to keep it up. And I feel like if I had passed, then like I would give myself permission to do it again, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm like super proud of that. Other goals, we wanted 3 YouTube videos up every week. We have done that successfully. We wanted to get to 20,000 subscribers, have not done that successfully. We're like halfway. Yeah, YouTube is hard as far as like the algorithm stuff and just trying to get better at like, making your things catchy and, clicky without being, like I told Matt, we're not going down the sad rabbit hole that everyone has been going down. Like, it is known if you make a bad title versus a good title, the bad title gets clicked more, clickbait. Yeah, so we're trying to do clicky, but not bad in a bad. Like I want it to be like a positive thing.
Happy or like something.
So I feel like we're like on track for most of them, and then we have some work to do on some other stuff. And personally, I don't really know his fishing goals. He puts them in his notes section every year before the season starts. And I actually don't find out about them until the end, which is always fun because
it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise, and I think it's good that he has them, with no input from me, the peanut gallery. What about you guys? And it doesn't have to be that specific, but that's like kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know Nick's fishing goals either. I don't think he like sets them like
Yeah.
in his phone or anything or writes them down. I think they're probably just like
In his
always
head.
in his head. But we were able to buy a house this year, so that's been a big thing.
yeah.
And it's a fixer-upper, and then it turned into a lot more. And so hopefully we're in it by before Christmas, hopefully, is the plan. So,
It looks awesome.
yeah. Right now we're homeless, kind of. We're living with my mom, but...
You're not
Because y'all had to be
homeless.
out at your other house, right?
Yeah. What was the last tournament we came home from? Not showing, the one before that.
You follow?
You follow.
Alabama. Because
Oh, y'all went to the
Oklahoma, we went
okay.
to Alabama. So once we came home from then, I think we were home for like 2 weeks, and we just had other stuff to do, work and stuff. But we had like 5 days to move out of our house.
Ooh,
And
that's
I
not
just
very
can't even believe how much stuff I had. It was
And
was
you're
so
young,
ridiculous.
I know.
Nick's dad, or his parents, and my parents, and everybody came to help, and they were like, "You've been married like 2 years. How do you have like this
So much stuff.
It would just like
Accumulates,
kept
yeah.
falling out, and I was like, "Am I a hoarder?"
You're not a hoarder.
No, I'm not.
I've been to
I'm
her
not.
house.
I
She's
threw
not a
so
hoarder.
much away. I threw so much away.
Well,
It felt so good.
I think
feels
it's
amazing
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
full cleanse. I feel like it's hard. I mean, you accumulate things and then you put, like, especially, I feel like with this life, you put it away
Yeah.
because you're about to travel and you forget that
Once
it's
you
there.
have-
Yeah. So I feel like that would be
Yeah.
really difficult. I mean, let alone like just gathering normal things. But yeah, your house looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. We're excited about it.
Big old porch.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love it.
does.
Did y'all add to what your original plan was?
We did. We
Put an
It's-
addition on the other side
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. When I saw the picture,
Yeah.
I was like, "Matt, this is not what she said." This side, and I was
Yeah.
like, "But he's bigger on that
Yeah.
side too."
he wanted like the big. So we have a detached garage, and then he wanted a big garage attached to the house, and then we built on like a whole master suite area.
Yeah.
So
That'll be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have like room for everything.
Nice.
I'm so excited. Just my
Nice.
stuff won't be pushed and shoved into corners and
Falling out the
yeah,
cabinet.
yeah. But yeah, fishing wise, just like goals that I would say, just like making red crest and heavy hitters hopefully, and really just like keeping, I don't know, having fun just on the road.
Yeah.
And just that's about it for us.
I like it. What about you two?
Go ahead, Kristen.
Well, I think, so this is my first year to fully travel, which you know that, but y'all don't. So this is the first time I actually got to go with him to all of them. And I'm his social media person full time. So the goal for me was to make sure that I'm doing everything I need to do, because I've never done that before.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's a lot of work.
hard to get content from him.
Yes.
It's hard to post consistently. It's hard, like, it's just hard. And so I guess my goal for myself was to just not tear myself down over it, because, man, I'm rough.
Give
It's-
yourself grace.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard. And he
Yeah.
doesn't do, YouTube, because I'm like, listen, I cannot, let me
It's
just conquer
so
this
much
first,
work.
and
It's
then
a lot
go
of
to
work.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And like, even before I went to nursing school, I got in, I almost quit halfway through, because he had gotten, back in the full swing, and he was like, I really need to be doing this. This needs to be pushed. Maybe you should quit nursing school and just do my social. Well, I didn't. And now he's like, so are we going to do YouTube? And I'm like, oh my God. It's just like a terrifying beast to me. So I guess my goal was just like, keep positive, make sure I'm getting content, like, keep him growing. I don't know what his fishing goals are. I don't think he sets them, other than like, he wants to be better every year. He wants to do better every year, learn something every year, and just establish himself and like let everybody know who he is, not as a fisherman but as a person. And
Yeah, I
so
get
that
that.
was also one of my goals, is to like, his social media shouldn't just be about who he represents. It's like, who is he? Because people don't know them behind the angler part.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know them as a person.
Yeah.
Which
So-
I think is a huge benefit of them doing their social, or someone close to them doing their social.
Personal.
Like, I think media companies are fabulous if, like, to gather content, but
Yeah.
I do think, like, having someone close to you do it is so important because of what she just said. Like, you know who they are as a human, and so you can kind of, like, make sure that is
It's being portrayed
Yes.
in their post. And
Yeah.
I get that.
for sure, especially because So she does Spencer's, but she also posts on hers. And hers is like Spencer behind the scenes, kind of. So it's super fun, like, to see both sides. Like, it's like more of the professional Spencer and then like the goofy Spencer as well. So.
I'm bad about, like, Nick did something funny the other day with a flogger, and I just missed it. Like, I didn't have a camera or anything on. And I was like, can you, like, do that
again?
I was like, it's hard to get content, just, like, everyday life. Like, I just don't want to walk around with a camera all the time, but I feel like I missed so much.
Yeah, that's, like, also the toss-up is, like, how much is too much of the camera, you know? Like, some days we'll go out and he'll be, I'm like, do you want to GoPro it? And he's like, no. Like, I need no cameras, like, no video, you know, I just need, like, nothing.
Freedom,
Yeah. And I have to apologize. I did not ask you about the camper stories.
I don't really have one, so you're good.
Well, because you went to get your phone, and then my thingy overheated. Okay. So if you wanted to back up, we can.
There you go. He bumped his head. Marshall fell off the bed the other night. Like at night, he likes to play in like Rough House, and Kyle put his hand under the covers and stuff. And so we were playing, and I took his little blanket and I put it over his head, and he's like hopping around, and then he turned around and he just bloop right into the bed. So that was kind of funny. He was fine. No, you're good.
All right. Because I keep overheating. Miranda, what are your goals for this year / the end of the year, and have you been on track, or what's your plan?
Okay. So, like I was saying, we don't really set, like, strict goals on ourselves. The ultimate goal, like, every season so far has been to make BPT, because I really want that for Kyle. I think he would shine in that platform. Of course. Marshall, hey. It's okay.
The windows are like perfect height for his
little body, or he can peek out.
Really has to peek.
So making BPT, I don't think that's going to happen for next year. I just don't think he's had a great season, but just not good enough. But he's cashed a lot of checks this year. He's sitting decent in the standings. So overall, he's had a successful year, and I'm really proud of him. Goals as far as traveling, just living it up, like you were talking about, just getting out there, exploring the area. I like to get out with Marshall and go do different things, and I've made new friends this year on the road. And then we always spend our summers in Clayton, New York, at least for like 5 or 6 weeks. And have you been to Clayton?
I love Clayton.
Okay. Clayton has my heart. I love the village of Clayton. And I made really sweet friends at the River Yoga Studio there, so I'm excited to go back there.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, just, I'm proud of Kyle. He's got the drive. He works so hard. So just keep doing him. Yeah.
What about, are you guys looking for land, or are you doing anything different with quilting?
Right now. Quilting in the camper is a struggle.
I saw that you changed out machines, but I didn't know if you could do it.
Well, like, you have limited space, so it's like either I can cut fabric or I can have my island to prep food. I can watch TV or I can iron over there. It's hard. So when Kyle's gone all day, I can get some stuff done, but it's a constant putting things away and storing it. So I don't know if I'll bring all my sewing stuff next year on the road. I haven't decided. So but I'm still doing things every now and then.
Yeah, having places to put everything.
Well,
I didn't
don't
even
like
think
mess.
about that. Yeah.
I don't like clutter. So it seems cluttery when I have all that out. Yeah. But yeah.
So, should we bring Jasper, the weenie dog, on the road next year? Because I want a dog really bad, and she has a dog. So, we could steal Kristen's dog. And he's a chunky weenie.
He's very chunky weenie.
I think that's a good idea. Like, if you're really wanting a dog, bring Jasper.
And see how
test the water.
I wonder how he would travel. Does he travel well?
Well, when he was younger, he got car sick really bad, and so, like, we didn't take him. But, like, now that he's gotten older, I think he's, like, big enough to where he can, like, get himself to... He just needs air on his face and stuff. And
He can see out and have the AC
He
on.
could have some doggy Dramamine. I mean, Spencer would probably just love if he came, because he is 100%. Spencer is his human, and, like, that dog loves him. That dog loves everybody.
Yes, he's so
just
perfect.
He'd be a good travel dog then. Yeah.
I mean, he's rotten, but, like, when I say fat weenie, he's like just a tank.
He's
like,
like,
he is.
wait, what did we decide? He's a brick house. That's
A
what
brick
he is.
house.
He's a brick house. He's like not like belly fat. He is rotund.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
yes, like a oil can or not a like a fuel tanker or whatever those things are.
A propane tank.
Yeah, a propane tank. Like he's just a little tank.
He's like 27 pounds probably, maybe a little bit more. But he's like, he's like this long, and his chest is like.
He's solid.
Yeah. I tossed it around
Aw.
with Matt because I want a dog so bad, and I was like, I wonder if they would bring Jasper instead of us getting a dog.
You should try it. Yeah. The only challenge would probably be your Airbnbs too. Booking them
but yeah,
pet friendly.
that's why we haven't.
I don't know what
gotten
you
one.
can do. Some of them are like 100% no pets, but sign them up to be like a service dog or like an emotional support dog.
I need to do that.
I don't know if I should be spilling this secret.
I think that one's out. The emotional support. But yeah,
But like you could
The emotional
take
support
them
dog for the
anywhere.
house.
for the entire house, it would be for all 4 men.
They all need cuddles.
They all need cuddles. I honestly would make them wear badges because I think that would be so funny. All of our men just like going to my emotional support bed.
I'll tell you what, you might be able to. I don't know that you could do it or maybe know somebody, but I want bandanas for the dogs, but I want them made out of Nick's jerseys.
Oh yeah, she made one.
She has
Did
one.
you?
I
Yes.
could do that
Yeah,
for you.
Marshall,
It
yeah.
does have one.
Yeah.
What do I need to buy? Just like an infant jersey?
Like I
Like a
just made a
baby.
bandana for him. As far as a jersey, you could find a pattern or buy maybe a little jersey.
Well,
I don't know.
not make a jersey, make a bandana out of his jersey.
Yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that for you if you have. The only problem, at least for Marshall, he's so small, like trying to find the little
letters and-
sponsors
yeah.
on his old jerseys, but your dog's bigger, so you have 2 dogs, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
just
so
tell
you
me
could
what
do
I
one
need to
jersey.
get you and what
Yeah.
I owe you.
Just-
and
Yeah, we'll figure it
Okay,
out. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
we'll
That
make
would
it
be
work.
great.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
yeah.
Because then they
That's
have
awesome.
something at weigh-ins.
Mhm.
So do you like bringing your dogs?
I do. I like
Yeah.
it's hard like while you're having 2 like big chocolate labs. It's and
Makes
like
it harder.
yeah,
They're active.
yeah. They keep me outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about
But-
Marshy?
Oh, I love Marshall as my
Yeah.
little co-pilot.
Mhm.
He's smaller.
Does he ride with you?
Uh-huh.
He does.
Yeah. That dog's with me 24/7. He is a mama's boy.
Gross as thing.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah. I've created a little monster.
And
I
his
think.
little car seat.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
has a little car
He
seat.
does. He
In
sits
the
right
hump.
beside me. Oh, and in the camper too.
Yeah.
He's got his own little pillow. Yeah. But I couldn't imagine our camping life without him
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
He was definitely a good decision, but he does tie you down. Like we were talking about going hiking, like he
Yeah.
can't go to that particular place.
Yeah.
So, but there's an app that you can download called we're talking about you called Rover,
Oh
and
yeah.
you can find dog sitters in your area, and usually it's like $20 to $30 a day. It's not bad.
That's not bad. And they
Yeah.
just come over and take them out and stuff.
You can do that, but I usually drop him off at their house, and he just.
Oh,
Stays
has
there
fun
all
for the
day.
day.
That's what we did
Aw.
when we were in DC. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Maybe I could sign up with Rover and then I could get other
Yeah.
people's dogs.
You definitely could do that. I've thought about doing that. I just didn't know how well it would work with us traveling because
Oh,
your
yeah.
location would be changing
Changing
all
so
the time.
Huh.
But there's a lot of stay-at-home moms that do that just
Yeah.
to make extra money.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Then I could have part-time dogs.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I'll keep you posted on my
that's your-
Rover
yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
Okay, so last little question because I'm obsessed. Will you be watching the Bridgerton Part 2 of Season 3 that came out today? Which, when you guys watch this, it'll be basically 2 weeks after, but...
I watched season 1 back in 2021 or whenever it
Yeah.
came out, and I haven't watched it since.
Oh.
So I got a lot of catching up to do.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes maybe. I'm like a diehard Kardashian.
Really? Yeah.
I get so into the drama.
Keeping
and
up with
yeah,
the Kardashians.
Yeah.
That ties your...
Yes,
ties your
it does. It comes out, what's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Love it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, they have a new season, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I heard
This
there's
is like
drama
the 3rd
on
episode.
it.
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Oh.
I love it. I love it.
I wonder if it's real or if it's fake.
I don't know. I mean,
both.
Yeah, probably a
bit
little of both.
Like conversation staged, I'm
Yeah.
sure, some of them.
I feel like it would be hard for me if it was like me and my sister and we were like, let's stage an argument, because I feel like I would take it a little personally,
Yeah.
and then I would actually get in an
get
argument. What about you?
Yeah, well,
Us.
we'll be watching.
We'll be
it.
watching.
100%. We will sit here until they get back, and then she's gonna be like, "I gotta go get Matt and make dinner," but we will watch it.
I know. Tonight I am doing chili, so hopefully once I like do it and put it in the crock pot, then we're just on Bridgerton time. After the chasm, if you still want to go.
Yeah.
So up here, there's this thing called the Osable.
I think it's
Chasm?
all sable.
Chasm?
I think.
It's like this beautiful hike, because you're not really going up a mountain, but you walk through the woods. But it's beautiful. It's like all around this gigantic waterfall, and it's insane. So if you're ever up this area, highly recommend that as well. Anything else you guys are doing this week that is fun?
Have you been to Whiteface Mountain?
No.
Shut up.
I don't know if the gondola is open right now, but you can take a gondola
A
ride.
gondola?
You can take a gondola
Spencer's
ride.
out.
I know Spencer's out. We didn't do heights.
No.
It's enclosed. You're not gonna fall
Oh,
out.
he's better with those.
Okay,
He's
so
better
if
with
like
those.
his feet, if he can't see, like
If his feet are on like a planted
right,
surface.
like there has to be like a.
Actual.
Where
yeah.
does that phobia come from? Do you know?
Well, he did say like at one point. So when his dad fished the tour, they used to go like to different hotels and have like these different events or whatever. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, they were up on this really tall, floor, and his brother was like, and was like pushing him, but like had a hold of his shirt, and so he thinks that's where it started.
I
but
would imagine.
That's a fear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Course
100%.
Yeah.
So when we went
Just
last year,
traumatized.
when BPT went to Douglas and Cherokee, we went to Anakista, and
yeah, they
so
have the thing.
I talked him into getting on it, and I kid you not, he had his face in our son's hood the entire time
Bless.
and was
Aw.
about to pass out. So
Aw.
no,
At
he
least
does
you
not.
did it. Yeah.
Did
well,
you do the glass bridge?
No,
Yeah.
he wouldn't.
No,
He can't. He can't walk. Like if he can see.
Yeah, like,
no.
He just needs a flat bottom.
Yeah.
I knew this, and then we went out to Colorado together, like because we did a tournament out of Arizona, and so we road trip together out there. And I didn't realize what I had done, but I had booked a resort at the top of a mountain in Telluride, and to get to the city of Telluride, you had to take a gondola down.
Oh wow.
This one was enclosed, so we were good.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's not a
he
gondola
can't-
man.
if he-
All right, ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
Marshall looked at you.
Sorry, Marshall. So wrapping up, because my camera keeps overheating, we will be watching Bridgerton. They may or may not be watching Bridgerton. But let us know if you guys watch Bridgerton and have seen the new season, because I'm super excited about it. But that is our show this week. So wait, did we finish the conversation that we were talking about before I just restarted the camera?
I don't even remember what we were talking
I
about.
don't remember.
Oh, we were talking about Spencer and his fear of
Heights.
heights.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it was.
gondola. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because you were talking about the mountain and how
Yeah,
it had a
things
gondola.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No gondolas for Spencer Shapiro. Well, that are open air. You can suffocate him in a box on a gondola and he will be fine.
This is true. 100%.
So no gondolas for Spencer. But other than that, that is our show this week. I hope you guys enjoyed our little coffee with the WAGS, or WAGS coffee. I haven't decided what sounds better yet. But you guys also know I love all of these women. I love the women behind Professional Bass Fishing, and I love sharing their stories. So I have really liked doing it all this year, and I can't wait to keep going. So we do one episode every Thursday. If I'm doing really good, it's sometimes Friday if I'm not doing as good on the uploads, but at least once a week throughout this season. So subscribe if you haven't already, and we have an Instagram account just to keep you guys in the know. It is Random Kitchens Podcast, so if you want to follow on there as well, that would be great. I would love it. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.